Hey guys, how you doing today? It's me, Kelly, and today I'm going to show you guys a way that is for all of you who are not, who don't draw faces, whimsical, folk, realistic, whatever, and who want to do ATC cards, your art journal, and you want to add faces, but you don't feel comfortable drawing them yet. Now, I have a lot of videos of drawing faces and the basics, and there are many, many, many hundreds, if not millions, on YouTube that you can find as well. I've done a video of this before, and I used Ellen, and I made an ATC card, which I will link around here. Or at the end, I'll link it at the end of the video so you can go check it out, and I'll put the link down below and check it out. That's another way to do it as well. I made her into a clown. So you can see here, I have 3 different faces. All right, and this is just from my magazines. We all know who this is. Hopefully not our new president. And I don't know who the heck this is, and I think that's that little Taylor Swift. But anyway, okay, so we have this face, we have her, and we have her. So you have 3 different ways that you can, like, he's looking this way, she's looking that way, she is straight on. So let's say you want to do a canvas, right? Or maybe you want to do an art journal page, or maybe you're just plain and want to do a page. We'll do this one first. Now, what I like to do, and I'm going to go through all of them quickly, but this is what I do. I take some face paint, and this is light flesh, some acrylic paint. Now, you can use colors to, I have a video on here of me mixing primary colors to get your face color. I'll link that around here too. But, you know, just starting out, go by yourself. This is Folk Art Light Flesh, and there's a million of them. Portrait Light, all kinds of brands, you know, all that kind of stuff, and pick one. So I'm going to squirt some out right there. And I'm going to take my brush, not this brush. I grabbed the wrong brush. Where did it go? Where did it go? Here it is. Okay. And I'm just going to, I like to take it on both sides. Now, obviously, we're not going to keep his hair, but I'm not going to go too much in his hair. I'm just going to kind of follow around his face. Now, here's the thing. Well, let me tell you. You can gesso this because it is magazine paper and it is glossy. I'm not going to, just for time's sake, but you definitely can. You can also just throw 2 coats on. Okay, so this is kind of where my face is going. And you can, when it dries, you'll see. I got a big chunk in there. You'll see how it dries flat, and if you need... Now, I'm kind of sticking with the shape of his face as it is. You don't need to, and you can cut more of his hair and his body off. It's no big deal. And the reason why I dry it, and if you don't have a heat gun, use your hair dryer. If you don't have a hair dryer, let it sit for a few minutes, and it will dry. You know, it doesn't have to, you don't have to have a heat gun or a dryer. Heat gun really is for embossing, which is fun. It's a fun thing. And it just happens to double as a dryer. Okay, so you can see I'm just putting on another coat to make it more opaque. You don't have to. It's just art journaling and fun. I know so many of you are nervous to draw and don't like it, or tried and don't like what you did. And nervous, so don't be nervous. We're going to do something like this. Look, doesn't Donald Trump look better? Oh, yes, he does. Okay, so I'm going to let him dry for a second. And then let's get to, well, what did I do with little Taylor? Did I accidentally throw little Taylor away? Oh, nope, she got squished up there. All right. I don't know if I'm going to do Taylor, but we'll see. She is the only one I really know on here. I mean, I know Donald Trump, but okay. I have no idea who this is. All right, so... Again, I'm going in. Now, this one's facing, and I cut it out so her hair's here. Now, there's a little writing and all. Who cares? Now, I'm going to go in. Now, I want you to look. When you look at these pictures, when you take it out of the magazine, you can see she has highlights, right? Her highlight on her nose here, her chin. You can be fancy and deal with that, but I'm just going to go around her face the best that I can. Because I'm ultimately... want to trace, which is kind of what we're doing, underneath. but it won't look anything like her. Okay. And I'm only going to do one coat on her. And you can, look, when it's glossy, you can just go in with your finger or a wet paper towel, whatever. If I don't walk away from my art room full of paint, I'm not happy. Okay. So you can see, got that. It's going to dry for a second. And while that dries, let me just take a little bit of this. There's a little Taylor Swift. And I'm just going to go very quickly here and just give her a little paint. We can keep her hair the same. We can paint over it. It doesn't matter. Make it whatever you want. And I'm just going to do a little bit more. Okay, and you can do her neck and, you know, all that stuff. But we're going to be very basic today. We're going to be basic. All right. Okay, so that's that. So I'm going to let her dry. Here we go, Donald. Now let me hit it one more time. I can see. Now, usually I take paint out of my bottle and I take from the lid to paint. Today, obviously I didn't because I might need a little bit more if I want to do a neck or whatever. I don't know. But right now I don't care. So what I'm going to do is take a pencil, any kind of pencil that you have. Make sure it's dry. And you can still see some of his features. Let me just move in a little bit more. You can still see some of his features. So I'm going to go in right here. I can see the lips. I'm just going to draw the line. I'm going to make him a little bit more woman-like. Female. Big because I'm going to... We're changing it. Now you can trace his lips. And I'm not worrying about it too much. I'm not going to be spot on, but you can still see. And I even left it lighter on her, so you'll see how that works out. Okay, and here's his nose. He's looking that way a little bit, but I'm just tracing it a little bit. Maybe shortening it, maybe, you know, the bend of his nose, his bridge of his nose. He has squinty eyes. He has beady eyes. So I'm just kind of know that. But I'm going to kind of go with the flow on that. We're just doing a little, and I can see underneath there where they're at. Now, the nose might be a little bigger. She might look a little crazy, but the point is we're having fun and we're destroying Donald Trump. Okay, and I know there's probably supporters out there of Donald Trump, and that's all right. You have your right to your, you know, your opinion on that. All right, so you can see, look how we got that already. So now I'm going to go in with, let's do eyes. I'm going to go in with some gray. I know, looks silly, but it's all right. We're having fun. It's getting you used to doing faces. Maybe not the, you know, necessarily drawing them, but enough that, you know, I'm going to go in and lay down some gray. Put some gray here so it's coming on a little bit. Some gray. And I'm just making circles in his eyes. No big deal. And then I'm going to go in and get some of this blue. It is Americana Multi-Surface Satin True Blue. But Lord have mercy, use whatever you want. Use whatever colors you want. Anything. Crayons, markers, it doesn't matter. All right, I'm just getting a little bit of blue. And I'm putting it in. Oh, 1 second. Okay, I am very sorry. My husband texted me. Okay, so you see we have his blue eyes in there. No big deal. Gonna leave those dry. What about his lips? Let's do some pink. I'm sure he would love some pink lips. It's all about just making it different, but you're following, you know, you don't have to feel so, Out of control. Excuse me, somebody explained it to me like that. Out of control. They want to learn how to do faces. They've tried it, but they don't feel like theirs is good, and they just feel out of control when they're doing faces because it doesn't turn out how you want it. Well, this is just fun to play. And like I said, I will link my Ellen one I did. But we just have very basic, right? Very, very basic. And then plus we gotta do the hair. I'm gonna take some Bambi Brown and go over his nose and all that. Just a little bit. Doesn't matter, you have pencil underneath or whatever you want to use. It's up to you. Use your marker. Crayons, markers, whatever you have. All right, that, and then I'm gonna do his eyebrows. Her eyebrows, really. Just like that. And look at the face we have so far. A little there for like the little lippy thing. And I think I'm gonna use a, do I have my marker here? Let's see if this will work. I'm trying to do his eyes. I'm gonna draw the marker. Now this is a Faber-Castell, but you use whatever you want. This dries permanent, so it won't smear. But guess what? Use whatever you have. And always when you use markers, clean off the tips, right? See how I'm wiping that off? So if there's any acrylic paint, it doesn't dry and ruin it, because, girl, I have lost a lot that way. Okay, so you see, we got that. We got that. How about let's give him a little shadow above his eye. Just a little bit, like his little, or her. But you could do it a color for eyeshadow too. It's up to you. See? All right. Now let's get some, do a little white in his eyes. And then we'll do the hair. What on earth do I have? Just a little bit, and we can go back in with blue to round it out a little better. I probably should have done the white first, but I like living on the edge. And I'm just going to put a little highlight just with a dot, nothing big. And I'll let that dry for a second. And I'm going to let him dry for a second, but look, so far, not too bad. Not too bad. Let's do this. All right, so I'm not going to do any more on her face, but I'm just going to use the same basic colors for her as I did for the other. Okay. So let's draw her eyes. Let's get some of this Bambi Brown. I'm going to go in and do eyebrows first, and I'm going to take these a little higher. You could do eyelashes on them. You could do whatever you want. Just going to take it a little higher, and then I'm going to go in. She has very thin lips. Nothing wrong with thin lips. I have thin lips. But I'm going to color these ones in. Now the Ellen one, I made a clown. And if you've been with me for a while, you probably have seen it. But I made a clown over her. It was fun. Now I can see, I could take some of that paint off. I can see her nose goes like this. like that. And then just gonna give her a little highlight like that. And you can tap with your finger, you know, to get some of that extra off. It doesn't matter. Okay, now I'm gonna do her eyes. And you can see really good where her eyes are. Do you have to keep them like that? No, do whatever you want. This is just your guide. Okay, now I might not, I don't think I like that very much, both sides, so I think I'm going to take a little bit of, that's why it's good to have your face paint out. And I'm just going to lighten it up a lot. Maybe even cover it, I don't know. We'll just add that in there, and then I'll just add a little bit more here. And then while I'm doing that, I'm going to go over the her eyebrows one more time, because I only did one coat on here. So that's going to be like my under eyebrow highlight. Okay. Yep. There we go. Now I'm looking at her lip, and I want that bottom lip a little bigger, a little plumper. So I'm just going to plump it. I wish I could do mine that way, that quick. Just plump it out. And then maybe a lump there, a little maker. Here we go. Okay, now let's do her eyes. We'll go straight in with the blue. Now, if you don't have many paintbrushes, you definitely can use a Q-tip or, you know, pencil eraser, the back of a pencil if you just want to dot it. Okay, so I have her eyes. Now I can see this eye. Look, that isn't even a good eye. But I'll let that dry and then I'll fix it. And that's all I'm going to do to her. I think I'm going to add some hair and then maybe play around a little bit more. I'm going to take a little white and just dot it in here. I'm not going to go too crazy. See? Bring it back to life. And then maybe just a little highlight in here. And then highlight in her eye. Okay, then I'm just going to set her aside to dry with Donald, wherever the heck I put Donald. And you can see completely different. And then let's do a little Taylor Swift. Now, I smeared the face out a little bit. I'm not going to worry about that too much. But I'm going to do the same thing and draw it with, I got some face paint on there, so it's going to be a little lighter, which is completely fine. And I'm just going to draw. I might take some pink for that. Just give her a little eye. Nothing too major. It's going to be hard to see this one, I think. I don't know. We'll see if it comes up on there. And then give her a dot for her eye. She almost looks like a child, right? Okay. And then let's do pink for her lips. I'm just going to do a dot, connect them. Now you see, she's not going to look like Taylor Swift. We're just tricking her out a bit. I'm going to take some of my Bambi Brown. And I'm going to draw her face. then give her some eyebrows. You can use a pen too. And she looks completely different. We could take a little bit of this to do a neck. Right? Just a little bit because we'll be doing her hair. It's small to work on. When you're old, blind, and your hands don't work, this is not exactly the funnest. Well, it's fun, but it's not going to be the most, you know, spot on. And then I'm going to do her face over here. And then that's all I'm going to do for her. I'm not going to fuss too much with it. You don't need to. The only thing we're going to change is her hair. And I'm going to take just little dots here and here. Just like whites of the eyes. Nothing too big. Okay. Well, since we have Taylor here, let's do her hair first. I'll take that. And what color hair do we want to do? Let's do magenta. Let's do magenta. Okay. And I might just keep the same hair, but take it all the way down there. Now you could cut the rest of that off. You could look. It could look like it's a like a gypsy bandana. You know what I'm saying? Bandana. You put a little glitter, whatever you want. Except I'm gonna make it go all out here, and then down this side of her face. And once it's dry, I can cut the rest off. I'm not going to worry about it too much. But if you look, if I could pick it up, see? You just have a little, it's nothing. It's not, we're not talking beauty here. We're not going for the big beauty thing. But you have a new face. And then once it's dry, I can cut it out and shape the hair a little bit better. And she's a little face, and you could put her on there with a little quote or a little thought bubble, whatever the heck you want. So that's Taylor Swift. So let's do Donald. I'm not going to use magenta on him. What color do I want to use on him? Yeah, shit, I got magenta on me, though. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to curse. Let's do the right... Where is the... No. Right lid, Cal. Right lid. Okay, what color can we do for Donald's hair? What about... Let's do teal. Let's do teal. And I'm going to just squirt it on here so I can spread it out. And I'm just putting it on here. Now I'm going to make it come down like this, right? And go. And I'm painting over. I don't care. You can cut that off and do whatever way you want to do it, but this is how I'm doing it. A lot of teal on there. I guess the other one's going to be teal too. Here we go. Okay. And I'm painting on, look how it changes it. I'm painting on my mat. So use, you know, if you don't have a mat, use, take this down here. Use wax paper. Use whatever you want. All right, I'm going to scrape the rest of Donald off. And that's the hair. Now, one thing about this, once you put that paint on there, don't touch it. I'm just going to lay that on there because I'm going to use it on her. But because it'll lift the paper up, it'll be a pain in the butt. It'll rip and all. And you don't want that. I'm going to move this up because I'm going to do a neck. I want to do a neck. I want to do a neck. But look how different. That's Donald Trump. Very simple. You just followed, I'm just going to do a neck like this. It'll need a couple coats. We know that. I got some of the blue mixed in there. I wouldn't be Kelly if I didn't do that. So I hope that you're watching this and thinking and getting ideas. Like, oh, I could do this. I could try that. I can, you know what I mean? And if you want to paint it, you know, spot on, go ahead. You don't have to put any color down. We're just doing it, you know, I'm just showing you to play. Now that has to dry, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to lift Donald up. I'm going to set him there to dry for a minute, and I'm going to work on her. And I'm going for it. I'm not worrying. I don't want her to look like this. And I'm just going to paint all this blue. Now look, the glossy paper, what it's doing. See how that's kind of making a cool pattern? You could do that. There's nothing wrong with leaving it like that. Think about putting in your art journal or your mixed media painting a magazine, piece of magazine page out of there, and then painting on top of it, and look at this fantastic crackle texture you get. And it's just because this is glossy. So, you know, but I'm rocking with it. I'm going to go with it. I'm giving her hair because I just think it looks cool. Sometimes things that happen, mistakes, if you call it a mistake, whatever, can be to your benefit. Don't get heartbroken and think, oh no, because it's not, you know, how it is. But I love it. Look how cool it looks. But I got to put in, now I'm going to rinse my brush. I got to put in a neck for her. Okay, take some of this. And let's do a neck. And this is just folk art. This isn't, we're not going for realism here. We're not going for shadows and, you know, that stuff. It's just a nice little fun thing to do. Do with the kids even too. How fun would it be to see what they come up with? Like I said, I made Ellen the clown. So. Okay. Got that. But look how different. Now I can go in with more blue if I want and, you know, clean that up a little bit. I think you get the gist of what this is. So I'm going to lay her there for a sec. I'm going to bring Donald on back. Let's get Donald's neck again. And you can leave it under, you know, you can leave it one coat. You don't have to do two. I'm just... Okay. And you see, no big deal. You want to make it bigger. You want to, you know, it doesn't matter. Go ahead, do it. Do whatever you want. It's yours. So let me just put the lids back on these because we know I'm a hot mess sometimes. Okay. One more. Okay. So, as you can see, I'm going to move these down. Just get a lot of that off. And we have this and this. And I got to pull out. I'm going to cut that. Let me go back one more. Put that there. There. Why I sing, I don't know. All right. Like that. And I'm just going to cut some of her hair. I like the divot. And this is where you can customize her. Maybe she doesn't want a beehive. Right? We don't know. We don't care. We're just playing. So there you see 3 different, gotta wash these brushes off now. 3 different faces playing around. Now look, this is very simple. It's a quarter. I could have left more of the magazine for more hair, but if you put it down on a background, it's not going to matter much at all. And if you want, you could just cut this little face out and do that and do your own hair. It doesn't matter. You know, do whatever you want. But I mean, very, very easy and fun. You can decorate now, add glitter, bead, whatever you want. And then you have this one, which this is so cool. I might rip this apart and put this in an art journal as a background because look how cool that is. And it just makes her look, you know, that much better. And that's who that is. And then we have this little Taylor Swift thing. Look how cute. I'll show you up close. All from magazines. And like I said, please check out my link where I did Ellen on an ATC card. A lot of fun, and sorry this was so long, but it's just so much fun to sit and play mindlessly, and that's what this is. And I got a People magazine subscription for, was it $1 or free? I can't remember. I think somebody sent it to me. I can't recall. But anyway, I don't read People magazine, but I sure in the heck love ripping it apart. So you can see that's what I just did. And I mean, she's so, you know, this one's very pretty. You can put eyelashes, you can do a little bit of an eyelid, you can do a darker lip, you can do whatever you want. And then you have this great, let it dry, all acrylic. And you can put this in your art journal or on your painting or on an ATC card, whatever you're doing. And I hope this helped you guys. If you liked my video, please give me a thumbs up. Lets me know that you guys are watching and liking what I'm doing. This was a way longer video than I've been doing, so please let me know what you think. So I got a lot of you asking me for longer videos and missing my longer videos, so I want to, you know, make sure I get, you know, all of you guys happy and take your requests in. And if you guys do this, let me know. Please tag me. My group is All Things Creative. The link will be down below as well. Come check us out. It's a great group. We're not a selling group. We are we like to share our YouTube. We like to share our art. We like to comment and look at others' art and just be a very, very supportive group. So please don't join if you're gonna try and sell anything, because that's not what it's for. And yeah, so that's it. Give me a thumbs up. Please make sure you subscribe. You can subscribe right down below my video. And as always, please be kind to each other. You never know what battle somebody else is fighting. I love you guys so very much. You guys just make my heart smile. I just am so blessed. And I hope you have a blessed day. Bye, guys.